What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Homestand Show, live on the Homestand YouTube channel. Justin Pooney in the host chair today. No Albert Vartanian. He's still on vacation. Word is he's dealing with a little bit of a stomach virus from Mexico, allegedly. James Sharman is on his way back from his vacation. Expected to be back in tomorrow, but it's Friday, so who really knows what's going to happen. Jam-packed show for you guys today. We got some footy talk. We got some tennis talk. It's Thursday. Ultimatum roleplay is back. But today we're going to start off in the land of footy because the Premier League kicks off tomorrow, and there are a whole bunch of questions surfacing as to what is going to take place this season. And our own Sarah Pararia has some questions she wants to pose to all of you.
Questions. So many questions ahead of another Premier League season. For example, here's our starting 11 of things we need to know. How do the champs move forward after seeing two of its top attacking threats move? Riyad Mahrez and Ilkay Gundogan were box office for years, and so far, few have arrived. Liverpool fell victim to Saudi Arabia and as such have had to buy a brand new midfield. Are there enough new arrivals, and can they replace the winners who left? Man United have a huge blonde striker called Højlund. No, not Holland, but he cost more. Can he even be close to the other one that dominated football last season? Declan Rice arrives at Arsenal for over £100 million. He's good, but is he that good? And can he transform the Gunners into a team that can go one better than last season and beat City for the title? Chelsea. What will Chelsea's starting 11 even look like? Really, I have no idea. There's so many new faces. Can Mauricio Pochettino mold them into a cohesive team? No one was more improved than Newcastle last season, and again, they have been modest but intelligent in their summer signings. But will the Champions League football test Eddie Howe's side at the expense of the Premier League? Tottenham, without Harry Kane, and with the manager whose highest level of coaching has been in Scotland, genius or oops? Brighton shone last season, but again, they have lost enormous talent and brought in unknown talent that knowing them is probably enormous. But will that be as fun to watch again? Aston Villa was second only to Man City following the World Cup. Could they actually be a top 4 team? Are they the surprise this season? Everton were awful last season, but Dele Alli is back, and please, can he be brilliant once again? Vincent Kompany is back with Burnley, but this ain't the Sean Dyche Burnley. Kompany's Burnley plays some modern footy, but will it be enough to replicate their brilliance in last year's promotion campaign? So many questions, so few answers until this weekend. Bring it on.
Bring it on, we will. And bringing us on the show now is Sarah Pararia.
You can thank James Sharman for that script. Bring it on, James.
You know what? Credit to James for actually writing a script while he's on vacation.
No, he wrote that last week.
Oh, last week he wrote that. Okay, never mind. I thought he wrote it while he was on the plane. But I was giving him too much credit. Okay, so a whole lot of questions you posed. Again, not very many answers. We're going to see those answers, as the season progresses. Let's just go with the biggest news of the day today. Let's talk Harry Kane.
Well, it's one of the biggest questions we've had for how many months now?
Kane wanted out, and he was not going to sign a new deal with Tottenham. Tottenham and Bayern agreed today on principle to sell Kane. Yeah. Kane now doesn't want to leave Tottenham. Is that because he listened to me last week and decided that he wants to go for the Premier League all-time goal-scoring record? Or is he just going to play this season out and then go wherever he deems fit to want to go next season when he's on a free transfer?
Remember that he can go and then come back to the Premier League, right? So he can still work on Alan Shearer's record throughout these years. He doesn't have to just stay at
Man United fans' ears are perking up.
Man United, Chelsea, Manchester City. We've heard that one before. But yeah, it seems like Daniel Levy finally gave in to Bayern Munich and they've come to an agreement. Yeah, then Sky Sports came out and said, a couple hours after that news broke, it's alleged that Kane wants to stay at Spurs. Now, British media, we know how that is, but I'm so sick of between him and Mbappe. They need to get it together. It's every transfer window we have a football player or a few, and it's just like, how can we even?
We see it in like all sports, right? Yeah. But it seems that this summer it's been like, okay, well, Kane's gonna leave anyway. You might as well just sell him now, Tottenham. But now that he wants to stay for this other year and then potentially just stay in England, and have a club, they don't have to break the banks. We saw it. The English tax is a real thing. Declan Rice is not a $100 million player. right? He's a great player. He'll do very well in Arsenal, but he's not worth that. There's the English tax. We saw it's the same thing with Arsenal. Ben White, Harry Maguire. There's that. You have to pay more for English players in England. It's interesting to me though that the sudden change after it seemed like last week everything was headed towards he wants to be in Bayern. He didn't want to go to PSG. That Bayern's a spot for him, right? But now for whatever reason they couldn't agree to terms on a personal terms on a deal or whatever. Maybe that's because they had Bayern wanted to put more bonuses in his contract. Again, I'm just speculating. I don't know. But it's very interesting that the turn, right? Now, maybe it's because the Prem season starts tomorrow and Kane wants to play. And the fact that Bayern season starts, the Bundesliga starts next week, and it might be kind of close, right? So I don't know. But Sarah, this is kind of shocking to me. And I was kind of thought that he was as good as gone, but he's not.
I mean, is he? I don't know. I'm so exhausted with this. I really think he needs to get out of Spurs. Yeah. He's 30 years old. I feel like we keep thinking that Harry Kane's 27. He's 30.
Yeah.
He's got to make some moves if he wants to win anything, if he wants to also just continue his career. No one's ever going to, even if he doesn't get Alan Shearer's record, no one's going to forget how good of a player Kane was. And if he goes to a place like Bayern Munich, where Michael Owen decided to come out today and say, basically playing for a team that's in, a farm league, which think that as you may, but they're competing for the Champions League. And, they have a good shot of winning it.
With Harry Kane.
And then win the Bundesliga. And then win the DFB Pokal, the German Cup. So, what? Michael Owen,
again,
have several seats. I'm just thinking, Harry Kane, you got to get out of there. It's not, Tottenham is tainted.
And I think when you look at that, I think that might have been the discourse. Everybody's discourse was you're going to a subpar league. Well, not every league you go outside of the Premier League is going to be subpar. It's the best league in the world. Tottenham, as you mentioned, have no chance of winning. You look at the odds for the Premier League. Tottenham, they're plus 1,400 or something right now.
Yeah.
But they're nowhere near, plus 4,400, excuse me.
Oh
plus
my God,
4,400 right now. That's with Kane, right? If they lose them, it goes way down. And we talked about it before. If Kane leaves Tottenham, they're a middle of the pack side, right? And City's so good. They're not going to compete for anything, maybe a Champions League spot, right? So I think if I'm Harry Kane, yes, I want to break the record and go down as that. But also, if I stay in England, there's another Euro next year too, which means something, right? And that England has a strong chance of winning. Could that have played a factor in it, just staying in England because of the next year?
He's going to compete for England whether he plays in Germany or England.
Well, you hear about that all the time.
He will play for England whether he plays at Bayern.
No, but just because maybe the style of the game, play up to the upper level competition, right? You're going to be
style of the game. What style of football is Tottenham playing?
That's true.
If anything, they should want him to go to Bayern so he's playing higher level football.
But is it higher level if he's playing in a better league league?
For sure, Premier League is better, but at least there's a system at Bayern. No offense to Spurs, but they've been miserable, and there's clearly been a missing part there for so long. And I don't think Ange Postecoglou is going to be able to fix them. Unfortunately, that's really too bad. But I don't know. I think I'm sick of the Kane drama. I need him to come out and make a decision at this point. I hope he goes. I hope for his sake he goes, and also for Spurs' sake, because then they got to make some moves.
So, other than the Kane question that still looms large in the air, what's your other biggest question? Biggest question or storyline heading into this Prem season? Is it City going for the 4-peat, or is there, can United, take that next step and be, really contend for a Prem title?
I'm going to stay away from the obvious here.
Okay.
Because I think City is naturally everyone's question, but I'm going to look to see Chelsea.
Okay.
I'm very curious to see what Chelsea is going to be like this season. They've got rid of several of their players that they've, out of the 20 they bought last winter transfer window. They got Christopher Nkunku, who's now injured. So I'm curious to see who's going to step up. I'm curious to see how Mauricio Pochettino is going to handle a locker room full of massive egos. Will Todd Bowley, sit back and actually let the footballing experts do the footballing? There's just so many unanswered questions about this team, and after such a massive club finishing past the 10 place mark, then I wanna know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, when it comes to American billionaire owners, they don't sit on their hands and they want to get involved because they're paying the bill and they feel that they have a right to get involved. Let's go to the Women's World Cup.
Yeah.
Big weekend. Kicks off tonight with the quarterfinals. Spain versus the Netherlands is the opening matchup. We talked about this earlier. That is a very big matchup because the Netherlands has been kind of under the shadows, hasn't really been, renowned. They're not, they're kind of getting slept on, right? Whereas Spain's had a lot of inconsistent play, yet they're still here. We know you're a big Spanish fan. We know where your allegiances lie. Is Spain on the cusp of getting beat by the Netherlands? Because the odds have Spain as a heavy favorite.
Yeah, I'm not sure about these odds. I think this is a 50-50. We're talking about the quarterfinals of the Women's World Cup, and we're talking about two very strong sides, two sides that may have played the best football of the tournament so far between the both of them. I think this is going to be a really good game, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Netherlands wins. That's not to take away from Spain. That's more so to give some credit to the Dutch side because I think they deserve it. I think Spain, if they put their heads together, they can win this game, and I really hope they do. We've seen them kind of on both sides of the spectrum in this World Cup, though, smashing teams. 3-0 Costa Rica, I think 5-1 to Switzerland, but then they got blown out by Japan 4-0. So hopefully that blow up by Japan was that kick in the butt they needed, because sometimes you need that in a tournament. We always talk about Saudi Arabia and Argentina, but I really hope they can get it done. I really think they have such a good chance of winning this thing, and they're such a talented group of girls. I'm really excited for this game, though, but hopefully Spain wins.
When you look at that side of the bracket of the Women's World Cup, the Spain, Netherlands, and then I think
this is a tougher side.
It is a tougher side, but this matchup between Japan and Sweden, I think the winner of that match is going to the finals.
Love. Okay.
I think whoever comes out of that match is gonna be battle tested enough to go to the finals.
But do you not think if Japan beats Sweden, which by the way I think they can,
they have a
and
very
I hope
good,
they do too.
They are the favorites.
But if Japan beats Sweden and Spain beat the Netherlands, do you not think the Spanish are going to want revenge after that 4-0 thrashing? Like, that could be an interesting one. But let's play it back. I'd love to see that again. I want Japan to go through because I've really enjoyed watching them. But when it comes down to them in Spain, I have to go for Spain, of course. But I'd love to kind of see a rematch because you don't get to see that often in World Cups. But yeah, this side is heavy. All four of those teams in the quarterfinals, like, look at that. And you look at the other side, I think we're going to see Australia's run come to an end here.
You think so?
I think so because, I know France have been a bit wobbly, but France have so much experience, and they have players like Wendy Renard, Eugenie Lesummer. They know exactly how to play this kind of football, and I think they're going to get the better of Australia, who have been good. I mean, Sam Kerr hasn't really been able to come into full form, which is really unfortunate
still dealing with
for
an
her.
injury, probably.
Yeah, that's too bad, and it's definitely a hit for Australia, but I think we're going to see France go through, and listen, Colombia. Come on!
Colombia's not going to beat England, even without Lauren James.
On.
The English side has too much talent to lose to Colombia.
Yeah, you know what? But they didn't really have any business going past Nigeria.
That's true, and I think, look, when you look at this English side, the pressure's on them. They're the favorites.
For sure. Colombia's just here for a good time.
Colombia has nothing to lose. They can play free. They can do whatever they want. They can do... And England's out without their best player. For this game and a potential semifinal matchup against either France or Australia in Lauren James, who received a 2-match ban. England is the favorite, as they should be.
Sure.
But that's a big blow to them. And I think if they make it to the finals, right, against whatever are the four on the other side, I think they can get got because, like you said, they haven't played good. They've been
another wobbly team. They have the consistency of teams in this World Cup has not really been massive. But I think that, I don't know. I'd love to see Colombia try and catch them. I think you're right. I mean, we know England has the talent, but I'd love to see Colombia try and get past them. It's so good for them, so good for their country and what they're doing. So we'll see. But really exciting. Starts tonight. Spain and Netherlands.
And it's actually at a good time, 9 p.m. Eastern, the first matches. So before you go to bed, you can tune into a little quarterfinal action and go to bed happy. Other thing going on in Toronto we want to touch with you on. You were actually there yesterday. The NBO Open, watching your boy, the number one man.
The NBO Open? The National Bank Open?
That's why I said NBO Open. Yeah, National Bank.
I thought you went for the double O.
No, I was the NBO Open.
That's my bad.
Yeah. So this is actually footage that you shot.
Yeah, I got to see the number one in the world, Wimbledon champion Carlitos Alcaraz. And you know what? Let me just tell you, he is that much better in person.
How was the atmosphere? Because it looks sold out.
Do you know what? Yeah. A lot of people actually were saying that they were going to this match. They're not tennis people. They are getting into tennis because of Carlitos. They got into the sport because of him. Like, he's bringing the
flair.
The flair, for sure.
Young
but
guy.
He's also just bringing, the neutral fans, the kind of casuals.
Yeah.
And I went to the press conference after, and oh my God, is this guy such a humble guy too. 20 years old, 2 slams in the pocket. And someone was asking him, how has winning Wimbledon, affected you since? And he goes, I know I'm coming into this off the Wimbledon champion. I'm number 1 in the world, but I don't care. That doesn't affect me. I still want to win this. Like, that's my focus. I'm not going to let that change me. You think 20 years old, a couple million in the bank. You got a couple
just won
slams.
Wimbledon.
Literally, think about Djokovic at that age. Like, we see it affect so many young athletes, but it really made me respect him and admire him more because athletics aside, he's got a good head on his shoulders, and it's really nice to see. And yeah, he's so much better live too. Oh my God.
I want to finish that point on Alcaraz in just a second. I just want to update everybody.
Raonic.
Milos Raonic looks like he's done.
Yeah.
He lost the first set 6-3 to Mackenzie McDonald of the States. He's now down 4-2 in the second set. So a nice run for Milos, but looks like it's going to be over. But going back to Alcaraz, a guy that won, it's a bigger story. He's a bigger name. Let's be face it. Great story for Milos, but we're not going to stay too much on that. He's like you mentioned, a 20-year-old won. What an epic way to win the most prestigious tournament in the sport, right? It kind of opened up a new era, that this is his era we're entering into now, right? We've seen the big four for years dominate this, the big three dominate this
Hey,
sport.
give love to Andy Murray.
Nah, you can't really give love to Andy Murray because it was
I know
Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, right? Whatever order you want to place them in on their greatness, however you want to do that, you do that. For me, Federer is the best. I'm just going to say that. Federer is the best of all time. I think it's now a new era for him. And like you mentioned, it's so important for young athletes, especially in this day and age where social media and so rampant. Everybody wants a piece of you. This endorsement, this, that, and the other, to be grounded. And he seems like such a grounded individual, which is going to set him up for success for decades. Because we know in tennis, you can play for a very long time.
He's 20, so we'd say at least 15 years.
At least.
He's got 2
at peak
slams
performance.
Already.
Yeah, peak.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. He'll be playing Hurkacz tonight. That's the evening match. The later match, though, was really exciting. The night match. Andy Murray going against Sinner. Andy Murray, I saw yesterday as well. 36 years old. This guy's just here to have a good time and continue to play the game. Loves the game. I think we'll see his road come to an end here because Sinner is absolutely incredible. But the NBO, guys, if you have time, if you can get out there, it is such a good vibe. I love this tournament.
Yes, and if you're in Toronto, you just literally hop on the subway and it takes you right there. Right? So you don't have to take in traffic. You don't have to wait in traffic. You do whatever you got to do, and you can get there. It's supposed to be nice this weekend weather-wise, so definitely.
Yeah, I'll be back on Sunday.
It's championship weekend there, too, so definitely check it out. Sarah, I want to thank you for joining us on this opening block. We'll see you tomorrow on a Friday episode of the Homestand Show. And coming up after the break, it's Thursday, which means Ultimatum role play time. So we'll be right back with some fun topics. Welcome back to the Homestand Show, everybody. Justin Pooney here. Make sure to like and subscribe to all of our social channels. Also, like and subscribe to this video, and you can get the Homestand Show every single day. Now, I'm joined with Noor Zainab and Sean McCormick. Guys, before we get into Ultimatum Roleplay, which is the game of the day today, Blue Jays are down 4-3 in the top of the 7th inning. So, take it a little bit. Alec Manoah had a pretty bad outing. He's done with it, so
yeah, it's okay.
He got pulled pretty early. So let's just get right into Ultimatum Roleplay here. So, first one, sticking with soccer, very soccer theme early on in this show. Kylian Mbappe. So you are Kylian Mbappe. Go to Inter Miami or play for Al Hilal in the Saudi League for $330 million. Noor?
Is it each? 330
No.
Inter Miami?
No.
Then what's the price at Inter Miami?
There is no
that's
price.
That's got a factor.
You got okay. So you get a similar deal to what Messi got. A little
What
bit
did
less.
Messi
Though.
get?
Messi got like, I think it was like 230 million something.
Yeah, I think it was like 150, 160.
But with everything included, all the options
he got some rev share with Apple TV and some rev share with Adidas. So
and he got a team.
And how many years did he get?
just the two.
Just the 2
so
years.
much context with
Yeah.
that question. 2 years? No, 1 year, 300 and what? 80?
330 million.
Yeah, collect that. You just have to do what? One season, not even one
One
year.
season.
Yeah, one season's like what? For
Till
their
like
terms,
May?
like maybe 6 to
April,
8
May?
months.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still got 4 months somewhere else. Are you kidding me? Easy peasy.
Okay. Sean?
If I'm Kylian Mbappe, I'm going to Inter Miami. Just like Al Hilal offered him a deal, and they had
turned it down.
and he decided not to meet with Al Hilal because I don't know why. You know, it could be a politic thing. It could be he wants to go
thing.
play for Real Madrid.
Yep.
He says he wants to see out this season here in PSG, but it doesn't seem like the club wants him to play. So
No.
we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna go see Messi in Inter Miami and join Messi there. I mean, even reports that MLS is now interested in Neymar. Too,
Neymar,
so.
yeah, but Neymar, he's kind of damaged goods right now.
Sure.
If I'm,
I mean, in MLS though.
Yeah.
Neymar in MLS, come on.
yeah, but I mean, you
Or
see,
like Pele.
I mean, Pele played in North America too in the 70s, right? He came in and back then. So if I'm Kylian Mbappe, probably go to Inter Miami. It's Miami. I got enough money in the bank anyway. Spend a year in Miami. You get a nice tan, live on South Beach. You know, it's a nice
you guys
lifestyle.
are too morally non-corrupt.
I mean,
It's a lifestyle. you know
say
what I'm
he
saying?
gets to go to Inter Miami, and it's say it equals.
Now, with that being said, though, 330 million is a whole lot of money. But I personally would not want to live in Saudi Arabia. I'd
Sure.
want to, even that apparently these guys don't even live there. They live in Bahrain. Me, Miami, it's kind of a match made in heaven.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna probably make similar to Messi, probably not the same, but we'll say 125 million, right? I mean, it's enough money
You
to
are
sleep on. You know what
sunshine,
I
yeah,
mean?
it's tax-free, you know. I mean, do you get the stock options on the ownership
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
That's
Probably
a
will get
question.
something like that. Probably will.
Actually, I would go to the rival team of Messi. I don't want.
There is no
why
rival
would
team right
why would
now
you
in
be
the
why would you be the Avengers? You know, go on one team. That's not fair. Anybody
TFC?
else, you need to be different.
TFC?
I don't know who's somewhere like I'm sure he doesn't want to come to Toronto of all places. He wants to be like Florida.
Mbappe,
you
if
know?
you want to move to the Vancouver Whitecaps, let me know.
That's
you
enough. Next
you can stay
one.
at my house if you want. No problem.
All right.
Brad Treliving. You are Brad Treliving, Sean McCormick.
Yeah.
Are you going to trade William Nylander or fire Sheldon Keefe? It's very negative.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're trading William
Trade Nylander. That's
Nylander,
a unanimous thing.
and I think it's because of the cap. It's solely a cap reason. I mean, you're trying to get the cap down. We'll get to Martin Jones in a second. The Leafs just added money to the cap instead of trading away money. So I think that's a bad idea. So, and then you've got Sheldon Keefe, who has been under fire recently. You know, not the best record in the playoffs, obviously. But I think you're going to keep him for now and try to trade Nylander and then worry about Keefe after.
Based off of my
Just say
NHL
trade
knowledge.
Nylander.
No, because I'm just like at that point. Wouldn't the coach be the first to go over a player?
I don't know. It's tough right now because, look, the Leafs are so much over the cap. Nylander wants $10 million a year. It's a hard cap. There's no maneuvering there. And you could probably get some assets back from Nylander to help your team, across the board. Whereas Sheldon Keefe's proven he's a good coach, right? He's a good coach.
I mean, under his tenure, like what have they done? Yeah, they've made it to the playoffs, second round. Yeah, after how many years? But again, it's not. It's easy to. I wouldn't say it's easy, but I would say it's more feasible to replace a coach than it is a player the caliber of Nylander as well, who's supposed to be like. Again, like it's the same thing, right? With the
I see what
Raptors
you're
too,
saying.
they kind of chose to get rid of Nick Nurse over having to figure out what's going to happen with Siakam. But
And
like,
where are they now?
But still,
Where are the Raptors now? Nowhere.
I don't know. Leafs. I don't think Leafs can keep all of them anyway.
Hey, look, you're looking at a guy who dislikes the Leafs like no tomorrow.
5, and I don't know. I feel like I don't even know what's going on with the Leafs war, but I could tell you that I feel like a Toronto just needs a washover, a palate
Toronto
cleanser
Sports needs a
together.
washover. Get rid of Vladdy, get rid of Bull, get rid of Matthews, get
Just
rid of
start
Nylander.
new.
Leave the Blue Jays out of it, man.
Yeah, they're fine.
Leave the Blue Jays out of it.
Blues are fine. They're fighting for the playoff lives right now. This team's got enough.
They'll do it.
Okay. Now,
They'll do it.
if I'm Brad Treliving, I'm getting rid of both of them. Get rid of Nylander. Trade him to, I don't know, maybe the Canucks. It's not a bad deal to me. You like dealing with the Canucks
Are
anyway.
you like the Canucks propaganda here? Is that your
Whitecap's the last answer. Canucks this answer.
This is me. We'll see what happens with Sheldon Keefe. I think Sheldon Keefe has a chance to get fired mid-season if things perform well. He's not Treliving's guy. He could be gone. I expect him to be gone if they don't perform well in the playoffs this year as well. So speaking of Sheldon Keefe and you're fired, I don't know how this is going to work, but say you keep your job, right?
He's keeping his job.
Joseph Wall or Martin Jones as the backup to Ilya Samsonov. Of course, Martin Jones just signed an $875,000 deal yesterday, 1-year deal.
Yeah, I mean, for the purpose of this exercise and me pretending I'm Sheldon Keefe, I want the better goalie, and that's Joseph Wall. So that's my answer. Again, 9-2 in the regular season in his career. I believe he's got like a 38 goals against, 924 save percentage. Again, that's really solid in a small sample size. Came into the playoffs and played pretty well last year as well. For not this exercise, you have to get rid of. You have to keep Wall in the minors because he's got to get more experience, and he's going to play. Probably, 30, 40 games if he plays in the minors, and that's where you want him. But again, for this exercise, I guess I keep the veteran goalie and Martin Jones, and hopefully that he can come back to some form that he used to have because he's been awful. He had a good win-loss record last year with the Kraken.
Dog water, bro. He's been dog water the last couple of years.
He had a good win-loss record, but yeah, his save percentage hasn't been over 900 in the last 5 seasons. So
yeah, that's the telling tale of all. That's what we
not good.
Yeah.
E. coli water?
Dog water, not E. coli. E. coli water is just as nasty.
Yeah, I think it depends
whatever Albert has.
Whatever Albert
Whatever ring
get well soon, Albert. We miss you.
Oh, wow. Sentimental. It depends the direction you want the team to go in. Do you want them to go younger? Do you want to develop your young guys? Or do you want to take the compete now and see what you got? So if you want to compete now, you keep the experienced goalie who's obviously the better option. But if you're going to go the route, which again, Toronto sports need a revamp, you take up the younger. Sorry about the bang.
That was very emphatic.
My bad, guys. I
didn't know you were so passionate about the Leafs.
Passion. Yeah.
Our producer's ear, he's saying right now, he blew his ear out.
Even the people listening, I apologize, guys.
Okay.
It's thunderstorm weather. What can you do?
Let's move to the NFL quickly, where Baker Mayfield, shake and bake.
Yeah.
You are Todd Bowles and Buccaneers fans. You want Baker to be your starting quarterback or Kyle Trask? If I'm a Bucs fan, which I'm not, I'm just going to hope we tank and get Caleb Williams next year. Whichever quarterback is worse, which I think I'm going to go with Baker because Baker likes to turn the ball over. And if that brings me Caleb Williams next year, I will take that.
It depends what kind of fan you are. If you're like a sadist fan who wants, a real fan can root for the team to fail so that it can be good for the long-term future of the team, right? Mm-hmm. So I would pick, in this case, Kyle Trask, who has very limited NFL experience. I think he's thrown 9 passes in the regular season. So that's where I would go. We just got some breaking news, Justin.
Breaking news. Play the music. John Schneider has been tossed from the game.
That's all right.
And also, George Springer has been tossed from the game. We can't show you video for obvious reasons because we don't want to get a strike on YouTube. But if you are watching, go find on Twitter what happened and, enjoy.
But also stay right here.
Stay right here.
Yeah, also stay right here.
Open up a second tab to Twitter, but stay right here. Listen to us and also see how they got ejected. Noor, I know you love the NFL. Are you going with Baker Mayfield or Kyle Trask?
Sean's answer, because once again, it is about rising from the ashes of the Phoenix. It's about revamping
little
yourself.
Harry Potter reference right there.
Order of the Phoenix,
Order of
number
the Phoenix.
5.
Yeah.
Now, these questions here, these next ones are all Noor Zainab's doing, I think.
No, only a
two?
few. Only a few.
Only
yes.
a few. Okay.
Perhaps only
This
one.
first
We'll
one is
find out.
definitely yours.
Depends if you guys like it or not.
This first one is definitely yours, okay?
We'll see.
So you are a mother bear. Would you eat your cub or die of starvation for your family? I'm gonna ask you because you posed the question. You posed the question. You gotta answer.
I saw this on the Discovery Channel where mother bears, a lot like the predators in the wild. If you are hungry and you're the leader of the pack, and there's nothing else around, you will eat your cubs. You will have a bite of your children. So if you are a mama cub, what would you do?
What would you do?
That's
your maternal instinct.
I was just going to say it's coming right at my biological clock right now. See.
You're thinking with eating your child.
You got to. You got to eat your child.
What?
You have to.
Because how else can you reproduce?
That's your kid. That's your offspring. That's your creation.
Yeah.
You do whatever it takes to save that.
Animals, it's gonna die anyway.
No, it's not. What happens if that bear goes up to?
No, because the options, Justin. Again, if you read the question properly, is you eat your cub
or you die
as a family. Because the cub's not gonna survive either way.
I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna. I will never do that to my child. Ever.
You have to.
No, I don't have to.
You have
I am the parent. I have the decision. But
think about it, like you can reproduce again for another baby.
But that's my child. I'm not gonna eat my child.
But if you guys die together, your bloodline's gone.
I'm not gonna eat my child. I'm not gonna eat my child.
This is wild. So like, animals aren't like humans.
Yes.
I understand that.
But that's the question.
Paternal instincts in me. I will never harm my child.
Well. What if they get out of line?
There is a third option. Like
you just bear paw him to the side of the head. That's what I did. I got enough bear paws to the side of the head when I was a kid anyway. I turned out fine.
Oh, questionable. Questionable.
You're all right. You're all right.
I'm all right.
Yeah.
If my mom is watching, though, she probably is not. But thank you for raising me the right way, Mom.
For not eating you? Like, she's a human. She's not going.
No, I said raising me the right way.
Oh, sorry. Okay, cool.
Producer Ellie's asked me a question, but I don't understand the question. It's all here's him laughing in the background. So we're gonna move to the next one.
Yeah.
Okay. You are stranded at sea. Are you gonna wait for help or go to a suspicious-looking island?
That's producer Stevie Z.
That's producer Stevie Z.
Yeah.
You answer this one first.
Oh, why do I? I think
because
Sean
you know what?
I'll go first.
Yeah, let Sean go.
I'll drown. I'm drowning.
Yeah.
I'm taking option C because I don't have the cardio to go to an island. If it's close enough,
let's say the island's like 50 meters away.
Oh yeah, I can make that.
Yeah,
I can make that. I'm not in danger. Yeah, then I'd probably glide toward the island and stay in the water and hope for help. Again, I don't know. I'd probably try to lay on my back and wait, current to drift me somewhere, hopefully not further out to sea. Because I don't have the cardio to swim very far. I actually happened to me once. I tried to swim to an island. Like again, it was like fine, and I was with a bunch of friends, and I wasn't in danger. But like we're like, let's go swim out to like here, and this isn't like an Albert story where I crap myself at the end or something like that. It's so I started swimming, and I'm like everything's going great. I'm like it's everything's further than you think it is when you're swimming towards it, right? So I get about like 3/4 of the way, and again I'm not in the best shape, admittedly, and like my arms just fill with lactic acid, right? I'm unable to really move.
Jeez.
So like I'm getting scared, blah blah blah. I actually had my friends like
carry you.
Basically like I was able to be fine after a few seconds, but like for a second they're like I was in danger. I was in danger, man.
That is.
I lost the ability to even like to doggy paddle and stuff.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't even have made it out that far. I can't swim. I can't make it to that island.
Oh yeah.
There's no way.
I can't swim.
We got to do like a homestand swimming lessons.
Okay, but
there's like Albert doesn't really do well in water. You guys can't swim.
Is there like
Kevin's
a lifeguard
I think.
I don't know if I trust Kevin as a lifeguard.
Why
I think he just started joking around. For context purposes, our boss's name is Kevin. I wouldn't try. He'd probably just start making a joke.
He might try to drown you a little bit.
Yeah,
but he wouldn't kill you.
He'd fuck with you a little bit, right?
Yeah,
and I don't know if I was in that fight or flight situation, I would want to have that there. So what are you gonna go with?
I think I'm going to stay put, and I'm going to.
You're gonna tread water?
To stay put.
Yeah, you're in the water though. You're stranded at sea. You're in the water. You
can't just like stand.
You can't just stand there like this and wait.
Oh,
you have to tread water.
I thought I was gonna island hop. Oh, I thought I was like lost. Like you're just stuck on the island.
You're stranded at sea.
You're like your boat crashed, and now like you're like a little like you can see land.
Like that's 50 meters away.
Okay.
And that's
in
why
this scenario, can I swim?
Yes.
No, you're you.
Oh,
I'm drowning.
No, it says person stranded at sea. It doesn't say you're her.
Okay, I'm not gonna. You can pick Michael Phelps for all the help.
But in this moment, then I'm just going down. If I'm me, I'm not. I have no choice. I can't swim. I'm going down. I'm drowning. But if I'm not me, then I'm swimming to
What
the
an
island.
episode this is.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
Look, I made to level 4 of swimming, so that's before they made it to the deep
okay.
end.
Yeah.
Because when I got to the deep end, I just couldn't tread water, and I think what happened was, I accidentally got pushed into the deep end of the pool one time, and I was like that, and then like the lifeguards.
Clip that.
Yeah, I clipped that.
Right?
Please.
No,
Yeah.
please don't clip that. Look, I watched Castaway with Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on the island. I will find a way to make it work. I will befriend a volleyball.
Yeah.
I will make like
Well,
stuff.
by your own rules, you're you, so you can't swim, so you're drowning.
But it's
anyway.
50 meters. I can. I bet.
He makes the rules. He can break the rules.
Hey, I can do whatever I want. It's my world and I live in it.
All right, what's the next
I'm gonna
one?
go to the island and save myself. Okay. Last one. You are you. So you can't be somebody else that can swim. You can't be somebody else. You are you, and that's it. Always lose in a championship game or never make the playoffs.
Easy. Lose the championship.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know who made this
Who
question.
made this question up?
This wasn't me.
Stevie, you're fired.
Yeah, this question was a
No,
easy question.
yeah, you lose in the championship game. I feel like no matter which way you go, you're super disappointed.
Yeah.
Because you either like trained really hard and your team wasn't good enough to even make it to the second step, or you trained really hard, got past the first hurdle, and then you just can't make it past the second hurdle. It's like the Leafs question. Like, would you rather, make the playoffs at all, or just lose in the first round all the time?
I think when you're look at if we're talking about like basketball or something like that, the NBA culture, like the amount of times people get clowned on losing in the finals, like, bruh, you went to the finals.
I was just gonna say,
Only
I think
two
in
teams
the
do
grand
that.
scheme of things, like if you're losing in the playoffs, it's easy to kind of like brush you under because no one's even thinking about you. But if you're gonna be in the finals constantly,
center.
time and time again, you will be known as a team that never made it over the hurdle. That always just kind of
like that
out.
Shohei Ohtani guy.
Yeah, well,
What a
Shohei
bum,
Ohtani,
eh?
man. What a bum. Never makes the playoffs. The Angels out of the playoff race once again. Thank God we're not talking about him anymore.
He's like top 6 in the pitching triple crown and the hitting triple
Yeah,
crown.
but what's his team doing right now?
No, they're gonna miss the playoffs.
Exactly. So that's the mic drop for the show today. That's all the time we have for you today. We'll be back tomorrow with another episode of the Homestand Show. Please make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on all social media platforms. And we will see everybody tomorrow